so we can go to work. I did not bear them any ill will. I simply knew when they said, come back here where you belong, they had lost their dream. I went in the back, not to keep from getting arrested. I went in the back to have a civil rights meeting. I said, do you see a steering wheel back here? Do you see brakes and clutch and driving mechanism? If there's none of these things in the back, how can you ever drive this bus? Our taxes support it, and we can't get jobs doing anything but cleaning them. We can drive them, we can fix them, we can repair them. I said, am I making sense? They said, yes, Reverend, we're sorry, we'll wait. Well, anyway, they came. I said, you go to work, I go to jail. That's what happened. They went to work, I went to jail. But I would share with you at this moment, the president of the bus company that arrested me is the chairman of the trustees board where I'm the best pastor at Monumental Baptist Church. He is the president of the bus company. Hold fast to your dreams, for if dreams die, you are like broken-winged birds that cannot fly. I'm sorry. No, garbage men don't have dreams. They're just garbage men. They simply take away the stuff that we throw away. They don't have any dreams. Yes, they do have dreams. I was speaking in Philadelphia a while back. Nicely dressed young African-American woman came up to me and said, Reverend Kyles, you don't know me, but I'm from Memphis. And I'm so glad to get a chance to say thank you for all that you've done and others have done to make me who I am. She said, I'm a judge here in Philadelphia. I'm in my third term. And she said it just like this. She said, and I'm from Memphis, Tennessee, and my daddy is a garbage man. Yes, they had dreams. Dreams for their children and their children's children. They went on strike. There was a powerful sign. It doesn't say freedom. It doesn't say justice. It doesn't say peace. All it says is, I am a man. That's all it said. That sign went around the world because they were treated less than men. They could work a whole month and still qualify for welfare. They could, two of them were killed accidentally, but there was no money to bury them. They had to go in the backyard, get these cans, put your garbage in that tub. And the tubs had holes in the bottom, so when you put something in there that was liquid, not in a container, it would run down on them, and they had to go home with the smells of garbage on their person. They had dreams. Yes, they had dreams. And so they went on strike because they were treated so badly. They went on strike. The community came to their support. We raised money, we gave clothes, food, 1,700 garbage men on strike. When you get a rally going, you know when it's time to send for Martin Luther King. He came, he made a great speech. We invited him back to lead a march. He came back to lead that march. But it broke up in violence. And he was so hurt. He said, we've got to have a peaceful march in Memphis or we can't go to Washington. We've got to have a peaceful march. So he came back into Memphis on April 3rd, 1968, in preparation for the march. Flew into Memphis. We had no way of going. That would be his last flight from Atlanta to Memphis. Hold fast to your dreams. For if dreams die, you are like a broken-winged bird that cannot fly. Hold fast to your dream. The speech we know as the mountaintop speech almost didn't happen. We came that close to missing it. There were tornado warnings that night. There was thunder and lightning and raining, and he thought there wouldn't be many people at the church. So he sent several of us over. He said, you guys go over and have the meeting. I'm going to the motel and work on the Poor People's Campaign. He went to the motel, we went to church. In spite of the weather, bad weather, thunderstorm, warnings for tornado. In spite of that, the church was nearly full. Abernathy walked in. Jesse Jackson walked in. I walked in. Andy Young walked in. And the people started clapping. Abernathy said, these people ain't clapping for us. They think Martin coming in behind us. I'm going and call him. So he went to the phone and called Martin and said, man, you should get over here. These people have come in the weather to hear you. We almost missed it. And that night, Abernathy introduced him for 20 minutes. In our tradition, we know how to get the introducer out of the way. Some voice will come from somewhere and say, amen, brother, amen, amen. That means get out the way. You are not the speaker. Let the speaker come on. But nobody said a word. And Martin teased when he got up. He said, I thought Dr. Abernathy was going to make a speech, 20 minutes. 20 minutes speech. He talked about death more than I heard him talk about it in a long time. He said the plane that he came over in from Atlanta had been under guard all night because there were so many death threats against his life. He talked about the time he was sitting at the table autographing books. A demented black woman came up to him and said, are you Martin Luther King? She's on that side, he's on this side. He said, yes. She reached over the table and plunged the letter opener into his chest. And when he was recovering, he said he got greetings from all over the world, but he did not remember what they said. Got one from a teenage girl. Dear Dr. King, I read about your misfortune and I'm so sorry. The New York Times said the blade of the letter opener was so close to your aorta that if you had sneezed, you would have drowned in your own blood. And she put at the bottom, I'm so glad you didn't sneeze. And he picked up on that and said, and I'm glad I didn't sneeze. If I sneezed, I would have missed the Selma to Montgomery March. If I sneezed, I would have missed the voting rights bill. If I had sneezed, and he just went on and on about what he would have missed had he sneezed. By that time, we were on our feet. We were crying. We didn't know why we were crying. We had no way of knowing that would be the last speech of his life. He said, tonight I'm not fearing any man. Mine eyes have seen the coming of the glory of the Lord. And here he is, just emptying himself of the fear of death. He preached through it. He got it out of it. So I may not get there with you, but you will get to the promised land because God has allowed me to go up on the mountain and I've looked over and I've seen the promised land. I may not, but I'm sure he really meant in his soul, I will not just I may not, I will not get there with you. We had to help him to a seat. He was overcome. The next day, dinner was to be served at my home. I told him dinner was at 5 o'clock. He called the house. They told him dinner was at 6. So when I went to get him at 5, he says, oh no, I called the house. Dinner's now to 6. Have a seat. I took a seat. He said, I'm in no hurry. He was never in a hurry. That's why I told him 5. Now the hurry